So recently, I checked out Harvey Superboy and Nicole's View. Shout out to both of them, and they were going all in on Spike Lee. And I'm not really surprised and everything because Spike Lee, since this whole Bill Cosby thing broke out, Spike Lee has been rather quiet about it. Now I heard rumors that he's been supportive of Bill Cosby behind the scenes. So if he is supportive of Bill Cosby behind the scenes, then him saying what he said on Twitter really doesn't make sense. Now, granted, Spike Lee didn't really go in on Cosby and the people he supposedly has victimized, but he did this. According to his tweet, he said that Bill Cosby jacked his concept. The different world came from school days. Now, as I take a critical look at school days in a different world, somebody on the outside could say, "Oh, okay, I could see how Bill Cosby would have jacked Spike Lee and everything." Considering that they both take place at HBCUs. Yeah, they both take place at HBCUs, but there's a huge, huge difference, a very huge difference. If we take a look at both products objectively, they veer off in their own directions. School days didn't touch on the issues that A Different World touched on. A Different World didn't touch on the issue School Days touched on. The only thing they have in common is, well, there's two things that they have in common. Both used some of the same actors in it, and two, they both take place at HBCUs. Now, A Different World doesn't deal with fraternities or sororities. School Days, their plot and premise primarily deals with fraternities and sororities and all the traditions and customs that goes with those organizations. And they deal with the colorism issue quite heavily. So for Spike Lee to really come on out and put Bill Cosby on blast like this just doesn't make any sense. It's completely out of left field. And I know Spike Lee is just doing this so he can drum up business and drum up views because School Days is on Netflix. So I know he's doing that. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just it's just hot air for Spike Lee. Now Spike Lee, he was known. I mean, Spike Lee, his stick was known for attacking different people, whether they be black or white, and calling them out and everything. But to call out Bill Cosby while he's in jail without the bail and why he's in a position where he can't defend himself is just ridiculous and just absurd. Spike, I like the work that you do and that you put out, but you in the wrong on this one. You need to take down that post. In fact, you should make an apology to Bill Cosby via Andrew Wyatt and everything. Because if it wasn't for Bill Cosby, you wouldn't have got Malcolm X completed. So if he jacked your concept, then I guess you jacked his money away from him to do Malcolm X, which you asked for him like what was it, 5 years after A Different World premiered, and 4 years after your movie came out. I mean, I'm looking at the dates, and A Different World came on TV in 1987. Now, I understand that when A Different World came out in the first season, it was a completely different show than what became to be. But the second season on, it was a historically black HBCU and whatnot. I mean, it puzzled me when they would have white students at an HBCU, and that always got my goat. But I remember some time ago looking it up, and there are white students that do go to HBCUs, although not in large numbers. And there are other um, ethnicities that go to HBCUs, like you have Indians, you have Hispanics, you have Native Americans, and all other cultures that do attend HBCUs, but they're not in large numbers. So, in closing, Spike Lee, you were wrong on this one. You should take down that tweet. You should issue an apology to Bill Cosby and Andrew Wyatt. I'm not saying that you should like go and defend Bill Cosby, because most of y'all Hollywood Negroes are concerned about whether people are gonna watch your films, or whether you're gonna be on this show and that show, or direct this movie or that movie. So I understand how the game is played. You keep running that hamster wheel that's called Hollywood. And hopefully, when all is said and done, you hope that you can still cast a reflection in a mirror, let alone a shadow. And this is Letters to My People. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. One love.